I had a couple of requests, a couple questions from people that saw my previous video about this keyboard case for the G Tablet. As most people know by now, the cases usually come made for a different tablet that looks very similar to ours, but it blocks the USB portion of the tablet. What I decided to do is pretty simple. I think a lot of other people have done the same thing, is just modify the tablet. If you can see, this is the original notch where this corner went, and I actually just marked it out with a pencil and cut out this new one. For the sake of showing you guys so I can answer this question, I'm actually going to demo my case, but just to show you how easy it is if you wanted to make this change. So for this case, I'm going to show you the opposite side, since this is a mirror image of it. I'm going to show you how easy it is to take it apart. First of all, the adhesive that it uses is strong, but it's not necessarily impossible to pull apart. And also, the inside is paper, so you can hear that it's cardboard. So it just comes apart like so. And basically, you just want to get your fingers in and kind of separate it. And the actual tab itself is metal, and you're going to see it when I pry it away. Pretty simple to do. Okay, so I just pulled apart my tablet. You can see in there, nothing fancy to it, and it's going to go together very easily. Here's what the actual tab looks like. The clips. It's just a piece of bent aluminum, very soft aluminum, coated with a black plastic. So what we're going to do is, if you wanted to, say, put your clip on the side, all I would recommend, I'll show you what I did, and I'm not going to actually cut my tab because I don't want the clip to go where I'm going to show you. But in any case, if you wanted to, say, put a tab on this side, all I did was I literally slipped it to where I wanted it. I took a pencil and marked the two horizontal pieces, and then I marked where it stopped vertically along the back. So I'm going to take this thing back out. So you're left with two vertical lines and one horizontal. The reason why the horizontal is important, you're going to mark it off to the side, is when you put this thing back together, you want to make sure that you don't cut out more than that, because you just want the back part of the tab to stay in there. So all I did, and let me actually, I'm not going to cut this. Let me grab the piece that I cut out of. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if you can see, this is the piece that I cut out from the corner here. I was concerned at first that the look of the stitching was going to look bad, but what I ended up doing was I just took a Sharpie and actually just colored in the cardboard area, but you really don't notice it. It covers itself up pretty good. And the actual piece that you're going to cut out when you actually notch it, this is just cardboard covered in a really thin coat of vinyl, and it's really easy to cut. The way I did it, and I didn't take care, but I'm going to advise that you do. Put the metal clip that you're gonna use, or another piece of metal, behind the case when you make the cut in some capacity, so you don't cut through to the other side, because you don't want it to go through and damage the other side. But quite literally, when you cut it, I didn't saw, I just pressed straight down. So you're going to line up your blade as far as you want to cut and just push straight down. And if you're going to do the sides, you're probably only going to need to cut out about that much, maybe 1/8 of an inch. If you do on the tops and the bottoms, you're going to really make sure that you do them correctly and measure very carefully on the sides or on the tops. Okay, once you're done, and for instance, I'm going to show you how I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to put my clip back. You would just slide the piece in. It would be the same as if you're going to do the sides. And then I used a quick drying 2-part epoxy. This was $2 at Harbor Freight, I think, maybe even $1. You just mix the two together. I used a popsicle stick to spread it. Just spread it along the perimeter, and also make sure you spread it along the top piece at least on this tab. And then just make sure you don't touch any of the other pieces, because you don't want to ruin the look of this tablet, of the case. The case looks really nice. And then just set a heavy book or something on top of it, push it back together, and you should be in business. This stuff only takes about, I think it only took me about 5 minutes for it to dry, and it took about 15 minutes for it to be completely set. And that was it. So I'm going to do that after we finish this, put this back together. So I hope that was a help to you. I would also recommend, before I go, I would recommend not using super glue. Super glue dries really, really hard, and in my past experience, it cracks and it leaves some really nasty looking residue. Whereas you can see here, you really don't see any residue from the work I've done with that 2-part epoxy. It actually dries kind of clear. It almost looks like it's wet still, but it's definitely dry. I did it about 2 weeks ago. So, anyways, if you have any more questions, let me know. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys.